Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the third annual Forecasting Healthy Futures Global Summit. Some of you will recognize the beautiful music that we use. I've recognized a few of you from previous summits already, so welcome back. I'm Kelly Willis. I have the privilege of being the chair of this event, and I've been leading the Forecasting Healthy Futures Consortium since 2021. It's a real pleasure to welcome all of you here to Rio de Janeiro and to greet the more than 300 registered participants who are joining us here in person and online from 45 countries around the world. Many of you are online participating. Welcome to you too. Many of you are here in the room, and certainly some of you are still on your way on Rio time. So welcome. You all represent ministries of health and environment, NGOs, universities, private companies, development banks, UN agencies, and more. And most importantly, you represent the diverse expertise and perspectives we need if we're serious about creating solutions that match the scale of the challenge. This year's summit theme is Sustainable Ecosystems for Health, and that couldn't be more timely. We all know that climate change is no longer a distant threat. It's a daily reality for millions. But what's clearer than ever is that climate change, biodiversity loss, and land degradation are deeply interconnected. They're not separate problems, they're a triple threat that together is eroding a foundation of our health and wellness around the world and threatening gains we've seen to life expectancy and quality of life over the past several decades. The good news is we are starting to respond with the urgency and unity that this moment demands. Last October, the United Nations General Assembly in New York featured the launch of the Rio Trio initiative, which brings together the climate change, biodiversity, and combating desertification framework conventions in a bold call for integrated action. The Rio Trio recognizes what many of us in this room have known for a long time, that we need holistic solutions to restore the health of people and the planet together. And what a better place to continue that conversation than here in Rio, where those 3 UN conventions were first born at the 1992 Earth Summit. We have the opportunity this week to take that legacy forward and to do it with a focus on equity, on impact, and on health. Before we dive into the agenda, I would like to make a few important acknowledgments. First of all, I want to thank our 2025 FHF Summit Steering Committee. Some of you are with us here, and I've already seen this morning. Others I know are arriving still or watching us online. In the room, we may have Anna Stewart-Ibarra. I know Bill Pan is here, Allison Malmquist. Thank you so much. Your time and contributions have been invaluable in preparing this agenda that we're all about to experience. And thank you so much to this year's summit sponsors, Oxitec, Pathfinder International, and Takeda. Thank you for the support for this event and your commitment to cross-sector collaboration for advances in climate and health. At Forecasting Healthy Futures, one of our core goals is to ensure that the people most impacted by the health effects of climate change and those who are working every day to control or prevent them have a voice in the global response. That's why we hold this summit every year in the spring in the country that's hosting the United Nations Climate Change Conference later in the year. And it's why we work closely with and offer our support to the COP presidency teams to help elevate health on the climate agenda. This year, we are honored to have members of the COP30 leadership team joining us here in Rio, including the COP Health team, which you will hear from tomorrow morning. And just like last year, one of the primary objectives of this summit is to provide a platform for our very broad network to contribute input to the COP planning process, to help shape the agenda, the financing priorities, and the policy conversations. Once again, just like last year, we will be publishing what we call perspectives from the participants of the Forecasting Healthy Futures Global Summit, or perspectives you'll remember from last year, capturing your priorities, recommendations, and ideas. So I encourage all of you to listen closely throughout the sessions, reflect on what matters most, be ready to share your input. We'll be collecting those thoughts along the way in a number of ways. You can do that through the Summit app, which if you haven't already downloaded and got familiar with, I urge you to do so here in the room. Others participating online are already in the Summit platform. We also will have note cards around the room that you can fill out, and we'll have a white bin on the registration desk where you're welcome to drop those. You can always email us at info@forecastinghealthyfutures.org. So whether you're with us here in person or you're following along online, I also encourage you to take advantage of the ways that app allows you to engage with your fellow participants. You can check out the discussion board section of the online platform or your app on your smartphone to keep the conversation going beyond the sessions. We also have a number of interactive sessions, more than we've had in the past in response to overwhelming feedback from past Summit participants. We have those online as well for those of you following along around the world. So don't be shy with that. This community really thrives on that kind of connection, on shared ideas, and learning from one another. That's overwhelmingly what we've heard from past year's Summit participants. This year's Summit is organized around 3 key themes that we think represent the arc of the response that we need. Today is all about innovation. We're going to hear all day about new tools and technologies and strategies that are driving progress to protect global health from the impacts of climate change and environmental degradation and biodiversity loss. Tomorrow we'll shift to policy and advocacy, how we better make the case, how we turn evidence into action, and how new voices, including those, and I'm very excited about this new addition, those from the corporate sector are really stepping up to make a difference, again, at the intersection of climate change and human health. And then on Thursday, we're breaking new ground with the first ever joint symposium on climate finance for health. And we're very proud to be co-hosting that day with the Asian Development Bank. So thank you to ADB for your programming support and thought leadership. That whole day will be devoted to the financing challenge because the health sector adaptation isn't just necessary, it is drastically underfunded, as we all know, and that needs to change. This year, we're also proud to introduce a growing science track. So in addition to the sessions that you'll see today on innovation, for the first time, we issued a call for abstracts this year. We collected dozens of them from around the world. The most compelling of those are in our online poster exhibit, where the researchers will be on hand to answer your questions or comments, and there are discussion sections online there where you can pose questions that the researcher can answer and other participants can also comment on. We're also debuting 5 new installments of our Profiles in Climate Resilience series. So you're going to see those short videos over the next few days. Those were a real favorite of our summit last year in Baku, so I hope you'll enjoy those this year too. These are short videos from frontline heroes in Kenya, Tanzania, Pakistan, Honduras. So thank you for being here. Again, thank you for being part of this growing global movement that is building the evidence, more importantly, the partnership, the alliances, and the momentum to put health where it belongs at the center of the climate agenda. So to take us through today's and tomorrow's and Thursday's agenda, to walk us through the entire agenda over the next few days, it's my pleasure to turn the mic and the podium over to this year's FHF Summit MC, Ms. Melissa Mann. Melissa.